Last time on The Lands That Make Us.
Francis, a massive maw engulfs you. You very quickly make out the object in front of you, a Honhapian throne, covered with an expertly carved sigil of the Min family. Do you not recognize your emperor? You see a large, masculine figure, the entire body made of shadow. You occupy this space same as me. It has trapped you.
While I try and figure out a way out, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a little company. And he will start just walking off in a random direction.
You both see now a very tall Fearbog man. He is wearing the symbol of the lost. This is Friar. He's very friendly. He invited us for breakfast.
Francis is gone. He's not in his room. We should rush to our meeting with Aoife, I believe, as she is one of possibly the only people that might be able to locate our lost Cleric of the Lost.
You all arrive in Herrera's span, again slowly as the lifts pull up. A couple of students riding the way with you who live off campus. You see the academy, the recently renamed Trident Academy, after the fallen hero Kellic, shines like a beacon in the morning sun and is very much occupied at present as you see students filing in, students studying along the way, some practicing craft. You see an early morning group of guards that are learning to ride very young star raptors. It seems like an all-purpose training academy, both for vocational skills, high academics, as well as the guard force. You see the massive gleaming white marble mage tower that seems to extend endlessly into the sky, connected to the etheric vault of Netter's Rally, containing the relics allotted to their newly established government following the coup of Perian a few years prior. You all make your way towards this grand building, passing by the academy and all of the learning happening there. You make your way. Not only is she the mayoress, but Aoife Fruin is also the head dean as you all make your way. Real quick, someone roll me a d20.
I volunteer, if it doesn't get stuck on my glove. 9.
Okay. Yeah, you all continue forth the mage tower just a few hundred feet away. You see the front of it seems well guarded, with a booth attendant, as well as these two men standing above it on kind of these slats, with spear and longbow readily available.
Pardon me. We are here for a meeting with the mayoress. She takes off her hat. Sherrilyn, Estelle there.
You must check your weapons.
For Pete's sake. Don't look at me like that, Plato.
But I was not looking at you.
Uh-huh. She takes off her sword belt with her normal sword. The ethereal weapon is a dagger in her shoe right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be a weapon. It can just be the handle of the dagger in your shoe. Do you know what I mean? Because the blade doesn't have to be extant. But yeah, do you give over any other weapons you have on your person?
I left my javelins in the room.
Okay.
With my armor that will not be scalded by acid.
You are expected. Please continue forth to the lobby. Next.
For doing sort of a one-by-one thing. Hello, I am here as a consultant on the water maintenance issues.
Name?
Plato, first son of High House Ardavian.
The guards kind of look at each other for a second. You are clear, sir.
Thank you. I hope you have a nice day. I will be bringing this individual, Inara, will be a member of our party for the meeting. She is a master of agriculture in desert environments.
The guards run from the guard station to open the door for you after Sherrilyn has let herself in. For you and Inara, they kind of kneel a bit as they hold the door open.
Oh, that is unnecessary. Thank you, though. Thank you.
Rolls her eyes.
You follow Sherrilyn in. The lobby is spacious and filled with white marble. There are plenty of waiting couches. There is a large, clear basin of water with that is tapped. It is filled with fresh cut fruit. It takes up a lot of the central space here with glassware. There's also a few different water features and statues. Sherrilyn, there is something about this waiting space that is very reminiscent of home.
Yes, distinctly Medean.
It is very Medean in its feel. It is very water based. The sound of rushing water kind of all around you, but that of river instead of rain. It is very comfortable here. And just a moment or two passes, and a young owl man kind of walks in, a cap stuck twice to his head. He flutters in a clipboard and large quill. Greetings, everybody. Maris asked me to gather you all. Welcome to the Grand Mage Tower of Netter's Valley.
Plato runs his hand across some of the cut marble. Can he tell if this was done magically or if it was done if someone actually built it?
Yeah, I think as you look it over, there is definitely some statues here. Like the larger middle works are definitely handmade. You can see the craftsmanship in it. The large pillars and structural elements are all of one piece and are definitely magically crafted. There's no assembly there. But the statues, as you take them in, there's little placards that are dedications to the creators of them, probably students of the academy at some different points.
Yes, Plato has been thinking often and revisiting in his dreams the megalithic structures of the area where the peace meet took place. And because of that, he's been paying special attention to architecture more recently. He can't get it out of his head. So these big portions that are all of one piece strike him as curious.
My name is Vet. I am her first assistant. She's just a little preoccupied for just a little while. You're welcome to wait in the lobby, or I've been given special permission to escort you to her office.
Office. And can you convey to the mayoress that our meeting has grown in importance?
No, she has it listed here on her itinerary as top priority.
Add kidnapping, sort of put a little asterisk, and underneath it put possible kidnapping.
Yes, she'll note that one of our party is missing in attendance today.
But thank you so much, Vet.
Thank you.
I will fetch her from the academy at once. Give me just one moment. He kind of flutters towards the door, speaks to one of the guards out there, wraps a little piece of writing and hands it to him as he puts it into a sealed tube and begins running off towards the academy. Now, we've got to walk up quite a lot of stairs.
How many stairs?
I've never counted.
You're kidding me. Whole big tower. She can't have a lift.
Thank goodness that you ate all those bagels.
I am not always well enough to make it up many flights of stairs. We will do our best.
This owl Airkirkin vet escorts you up the staircase as you pass through the different layers here of the Mage Tower. There's a couple of students that are working in a private laboratory. They look up, but they continue their work. There's an extensive alchemy set within this laboratory with a lot of different ingredients set across the space. As you all continue upwards and upwards, the second floor to the highest is this large meeting space with this very large table, and then finally he takes you one more floor up. This is a pretty special honor. Not many people are allowed in her office. I must say there's just this one rule. Please come in. You're more than welcome to touch the telescope if you want. It's very cool. There is this, behind that curtain over there, right across the room, there is this door, and it's very cursed. She said to never touch it, and that it'll harm whoever does. And she specifically asked me to ask you all to please avoid it. If you chose to stay in the office, it would mean a lot to her. specifically, if you didn't touch the cursed door, she has a lot to deal with, she said. She said that wouldn't be helpful to deal with that as well. She said most of the instructions she gave me were about the door, if I'm honest, about not touching the door.
Specifically? She asked you specifically to tell us not to touch the door.
Yeah, specifically, she said, please, just God, please make sure they don't touch the door.
I'm going to specifically use a charge of my divine sense right now.
Okay.
To figure out what is so cursed or unholy about this door.
Yeah, you get no ping off the door as you sense around you.
Damn.
All right. It really shouldn't take her long, especially because we sent her that emergency note. I'm sure she'll be here very, very shortly.
Yes, we will not touch the door.
Thank you. It really means a lot. I was a little bit stressed because so much of the instruction was about that. I was nervous bringing up the topic.
We got it.
Okay. Well, hats off. He takes his little hat. I'm sure I'll see you later. I'm going to help set up the big device, so you'll see me.
The what?
Well,
No, the big device and the doors were not supposed to open.
Is it a figuratively large
it's just, yeah, it'll allow us to communicate with a few different people at once. I think Madame Nori Ardavian is expected to appear. Who else? He looks towards his notes. Roland Ardavian.
What?
And a Madame Adelaide Voltaic will be present.
That's quite the council of individuals.
Well, she said it was mighty important, so we're utilizing what we've got.
Huh. 2 of those members are governors of Perian Parliament, and the other is the commander of the Sluice Guard.
And more importantly, they are relatives of yours. Plato, do you want to explain this?
Well, yes, my family is uniquely powerfully positioned within our country.
Yes, Plato, I have come to understand that.
So you asked.
After you have told me many times. Yes, I mean, why are they coming today to this meeting?
Well, my guess is it is in response to the news of the attack. Adelaide is the governess of Breg. She's the heir apparent to the Voltaic line. Like I said, my father, Roland Ardavian, is the lead commander of the Sluice Guard. He is High General at the Cathedral Gate, and Nori is one of the head governors of the majority of the Perian Parliament. It is as close as we get to a war council, I would say.
So this is a war council.
I was not aware there would be one, but yes, that is, as I said, what would pass for one in the modern Perian parlance.
I would like to step in very close to Plato and hold up one finger between us. If I find myself in manacles at the end of this day, if this is some setup by you, I will be very upset.
That, unfortunately, Sherrilyn, is going to be entirely up to you, as the presence of my father, is going to preclude many of my warnings. He has little patience for even the possibility of outside, interference.
Yes, it is convenient that your father being here will potentially be an obstacle for my well-being.
Like I said, just, try and be respectful, and I think everything will go fine.
Oh dear.
Respectful.
Yes, these are powerful members of Perian society. They seem to want to have a conversation for which you are present. I think we should give them the benefit of the doubt in terms of our respect.
And it just is convenient that they just happen to be related to you. I will try and be respectable, in my underwear.
Sherrilyn, if you do not want to come to the meeting, please, you are welcome to sit it out.
Sit it out. I am the one with the information. The rest of what you will be doing is just all presumptuous. Assumptions about my people. And I will not have you besmirching the name of all of them by saying they are in something like a cult.
So, by entering into this meeting, hypothetically, are you willing to divulge information about the Medean military capabilities?
No, I waltzed into your country expecting to not say anything at all.
Perhaps dialing back the sarcasm would benefit the outcome of this meeting.
That is impossible.
Sort of what I meant with the sort of respect thing, but thank you for being more specific, Inara.
I still see manacles in our future, but we shall try. Is the owl still in the room?
No, the owl fluttered away to give you guys privacy.
Okay, throughout this conversation, Inara has slowly but steadily made her way closer to the curtain that covers the curse door.
Damn it.
She is definitely following the conversation. She's watching you guys, but she's moving in that direction. Just like pretending to study the room and different pieces of furniture as she meanders over.
Well, Sherrilyn, there is one solution. If you would like to divulge that information to me here now, then you wouldn't have to take part in the larger meeting.
I've already given you the information that I have.
Okay, what about the further military capabilities of your country? How would they attack Breg?
Well, I'm just supposed to give you all the information about the military capabilities of a country that is your enemy.
Yes, that is what I am asking you to do with your presence here, to confirm your allyship by allowing us insight into the military capabilities of your country.
Allyship with whom?
Well, a status of citizenship here similar to what Aoife has. We can
You suspect that I would want to be a citizen of Perian.
There might come a time here soon, Sherrilyn, where you are either a citizen of Perian or a citizen of Medea.
And you think that I would choose Perian?
If you are in Perian at the time, I would hope that would be the case. Are you saying you agree with your country's choice to maybe stage an attack on our head civilian center?
That is not what I said.
I cannot tell what you are saying.
What I'm saying is, it's complicated.
Well, we are here now at the War Council.
It sounds like what you're saying is you don't know. Inara would look over at the outburst, temporarily distracted from her mission.
You reach the door. The curtain just barely parted.
So yeah, I would say she's right by the curtain, but at that outburst, she turns around and watching both of you get more heated, she interrupts. Perhaps, Sherrilyn, it is time to finally pick a side. I recognize how much of a struggle it has been for you to wrap your head around current events, but it would seem we've reached a standstill.
Pick a side.
Yes.
What sides are there? You keep conflating things, all of you. The Hierophant and his cult, as you like to say. My people, Medea. Your people, Luxoria, Perian, all of Boromina except for Medea. Which side do you think I am choosing exactly?
I genuinely believe you are choosing to align with your people, with what is good for them. However, I worry that you confuse the Hierophant and his cult to be more aligned with your thought process than they are.
How dare you?
I only tell you what your actions are showing.
I am trying to do what's best for all people, of all of this world.
And I would hope you believe that that is also our intent.
Not that it has been kind to me.
She looks, her face softens a little bit and she looks a little sympathetic. But I want to say she's at a loss as to how to confront this. The world may not have been kind to you, but you cannot hold that grudge moving forward.
She squares her shoulders towards Plato. I will tell you what I can to protect your people. But I will not divulge all the secrets that Medea has to offer, because I will not betray her. I will not betray the people who are innocent that live there, that know nothing about the world beyond, or the truth about your country, or Inara's country. I will not do that to them. I will not leave them exposed.
Plato looks down at his hands and up at Sherrilyn and says, I would never have my people attack Medea. I ask only that you help me protect Breg.
It isn't up to you. It's up to your father. That is what you said. And I do not know him, nor can I properly judge his character.
All you can do is obfuscate and extrapolate, rather than speak to me now. Help me, tell me, how do I protect Breg, Sherrilyn? How do I protect my people?
You can see gears turning in her head. We must not leave them exposed. I fear more the Hierophant's words than I do any military force. He will attempt to cause fear and confusion. That is how you control people.
Plato rubs his chin. A likely feint. An attack of mass casualty on a civilian center to draw our eyes away.
Or a diversion.
Regardless, the cost will be too much.
Yes, it's a risk you can't take. I would not have you take it. But I am the head of the militant order, or I was. And I can say confidently, Perian would be able to defend itself.
Bragg is isolated. You would have to cross canals to move their force there by foot. Any sort of invasion would have to be supported from an as yet unseen avenue.
Through the air.
Your balloons?
They would come through the air, yes.
Perhaps a bombing run.
A bomb. Not seen one of these.
Such things exist.
If they exist, I do not know of them. We do not have great alchemists. Only ones who make dyes and trading goods, not weapons of mass destruction.
Clang, 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 clang.
What's that clanging?
What is that?
You hear clanging coming from a floor below.
What is going on?
I immediately look around for Inara to see if she somehow caused the clanging
My lady?
in the couple of seconds I haven't looked at her.
Oh dear.
Is there... I was gonna ask this, but I don't want to interrupt the conversation. Is the curtain directly on top of the door, or is there room for her to slip behind?
There's room for you to slip behind. The curtain parts both ways, like in front of the door, and it hangs freely in front of it. Like, there should be a window there, but instead there's a door.
Yeah, so you see the curtain is slightly more parted than it was, and a tail swishing in between, but Inara is fully behind the curtain studying the door.
It's like a pretty plain door. You see the door handle, the knob. It's almost too plain for how nice this place has been. All
Inara.
the doors have been like beautifully carved of marble and enchanted. This door looks so plain. Like, it's a very unsuspecting, nonchalant door.
We were specifically told not to touch the door. It was the one rule the little owl person said.
I haven't touched it yet, she says.
You all hear the sounds of like construction, like drilling, like loud tool work happening on the floor beneath you right now.
Fear not, it is not desecrated. I sensed nothing amiss.
All right, so it's not cursed. That doesn't mean we shouldn't touch it. I mean, obviously, or we should touch it. Obviously, she didn't want anyone to. Otherwise, why would she tell everyone it was super duper cursed?
Maybe she said not to touch it because she wanted us to touch it.
No.
Isn't that what you would do?
No, at the very most, this is some wizard shit, some backwards double testing, and I will not be part of it. I will not fall for it.
Well,
We both look at Inara.
Inara comes out from behind the curtain. Yeah, she looks very disappointed. I did promise to behave myself, and I wouldn't want to have a bad representation of Luxoria at this, what is turning into quite the meeting.
I touched the door.
Come on.
Oh, okay. She turns and looks at you, genuinely shocked that out of the three of us, it was you.
As we know, Sherrilyn hates doors.
Well, last time I was challenged to lay my hand upon something, I did it, and it was just fine.
It's just fine. As your hand is laid upon the wood, you feel the kind of roughness of the makeshift wooden door.
All this fuss over a door.
That's what I'm saying. It is wizard something. What is that drilling noise?
What is a drill?
The noise is sort of like a sort of a buzz.
Yes, like a bird.
More mechanical.
Or a tool.
Yes, we get it all the time in the sluice. It's a very, sort of, he's making little hand motions.
Shaking her head slowly.
You hear the sound of footsteps coming up the stairs. They're delicate.
I remove my hand from the door.
The sounds of construction do not stop. You see the door begin to open to the office as Aoife walks through.
If we weren't touching your door.
You're all awfully... honestly, you're a little too close to the door for my comfort. Could we all maybe move away from the door? It's great to see you all. Good morning.
What is with the door?
Don't worry about it.
I do want to know what the deal is with the door, Aoife. I mean, I tried to keep them from going in it, but it is.
It's Vartoon's pet project. I honestly have very little to do with it. Just let it be.
We need to locate Sir Thon.
She looks around. Where is the prince?
He's missing, as of this
Prince,
morning.
Give me just one moment. You see her eyes close, kind of purposefully. She reaches into her pocket.
Plato and Sherrilyn start mouthing words at each other, like, what are...
Yes.
I don't know what is she doing.
You see her pull out, like a perfect pearl. Her eyes snap back. Again, they're white, kind of colorless. She looks a little befuddled. She's like kind of deep in thought. Okay, so... news. I have good news and bad news. What would you like me to start with?
Good news.
Oh, good news. Okay, yeah. So I was able, I realized I kind of stayed up pretty late, and I figured out that the phenomenon, the way we communicate with each other inside of the academy, we can set them up into one kind of sphere and allow astral projection of those. Anyway, I figured out a way to have a war council without needing to bring them here.
Well, thank goodness. So my dad's not, he's not like here. He's just gonna be like here, but not like present. Ooh,
Even
ooh.
Nori, she has a couple more days on the road, but I will be able to connect them. I will need some help though. Plato, are you able to cast the sending spell?
Yes, I have recently found that within my arsenal.
You've evolved to that point. That's good. So I will just need you to hold on to the device when it's all set up. The arcanists, the artificers of the university are finishing downstairs right now, adjusting the meeting room for this practice. I will need your help. I'm sure you are able to send to Nori. You'll need to connect her for me.
Yes, of course.
I think I can do Adelaide. These people, they don't think much of me, if I'm honest.
Yes. So I was going to ask, you have been absent from Medea for a long time, yes, Aoife?
Yes, very. I lived in the forest for a long while, but Medeans wouldn't count that as Medea. Yes, most of my life.
Sherrilyn does not look surprised.
I am concerned with the way things are playing out, that some might seek to leverage your old connections against you.
She kind of thinks on that for a second. My main priority is returning my husband.
I agree. I think that if we can get Vartoon, then the position here in Netter's Rally will be shored up. Things will be stronger together. Perian and as a whole, holistically, will be better if we can return him to you.
Inara interrupts. You said there was bad news.
Yes, very much so. Sir Francis Thon is not in this world.
What?
He's dead?
No.
Then
if he was
what?
dead, I could do something about that. He's just not here.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's the bad news. That's the bad news, yeah.
The bad news isn't that he's not in this world.
Then I don't know why. He's not in this world, and I have no idea how that could be true.
Can I'm sure I'm not going to be able to outdo her in Arcana, which is, I'm guessing, the way that she's investigated this. Can I make a history roll to see if there's anything I could think of that would be like an outside space? Like in an almost mythical sense, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's only a 12, 10 plus 2.
I mean, I think there's definitely been stories of divines having their own planes that they move in and out of. Like, I think the ability to create a world is something that's been prophesized before, or not prophesized, but like thought of before as a divine act,
Theorized.
like a secondary space. I think there's definitely wizards who are capable of creating pocket dimensions that you've seen at work. Like, there's definitely those who are in Breg who have the ability to conjure entire mansions out of nothing that you can enter into. The idea of it as a magic practice is not necessarily completely foreign to you, but given the circumstances, nothing immediately pops out as a logical reason on why Francis would be gone. I think even with a 12, you've ran into this otherworldly, like the fox is the thing that comes to mind for sure. With the blood, like you were on that theory earlier, and that's the only like out of place thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, I think the fox is involved. I think another theory Plato is kind of working on is the idea that maybe somehow the Min family has one of these spaces.
Do you say that out loud?
Oh, here I can. There are cases of divine extraplanar locations. I mean, if this wasn't a casting spell, and given what we know about the Min family, perhaps they have such a extraplanar space.
They had that teleportation circle in the oasis.
Perhaps they have ways of moving around places not part of our reality strictly.
I think I know what you mean. It is like, and I am not an academic, let us be clear on that, but perhaps it is like when I experience those visions, when I take slip. It feels conscious, it's recognizable, but it's not. It's not real. You can tell.
Taking slip gives you visions.
Yes. I do not recommend it.
Processed etheric. We have a processing facility at the academy. It's kept secret. It's what's the word?
Illegal?
I'm just saying, there's a chance a pure version of the etheric before it's processed directly from the eel's excrement.
Ooh.
Maybe it'll have a more substantial effect. Maybe this vision. This is something I would like to study. I am focused on seeing, divining. It is my specialty. The idea that this grants you visions is not something that I would take lightly.
I do not.
I don't know if we should give Sherrilyn a super dose of the eel toxin.
I would be willing.
Actually, as soon as Plato talks, he regrets it deeply. He is uncomfortable every time Aoife's attention is on him.
I would be willing. With restricted supervision.
What do you mean?
I may act in certain ways that are unbecoming or uncharacteristic or say things that are meant for my ears only.
She danced one time.
Shush.
Okay. I can arrange for it to be just you and me. I can observe you in a lab, or if you'd like to bring a friend. But this is later, obviously.
I was also going to mention I wanted to speak with you with regards to the water maintenance systems here in Netter's Rally. I worry about sabotage. I want the entire place to be up and running, given the current threats.
I have been investigating that pretty thoroughly. I believe I know what is responsible, I just don't know who. There were 3 relics stolen from the vault. One of them, it's not fully documented what it's capable of, but it has a great effect on water in the area. I think someone might have activated it. I don't know if intentional or otherwise. I've sent guards to investigate, but no one has yet to return. I was going to take it up myself today, but obviously more pressing matters have emerged.
Sounds concerning.
Yes, that sounds extremely pressing. We can perhaps take a look into it for you after the War Council, if we believe Sir Thorn to truly be beyond our reach now. I look over at Sherrilyn, trying to see how she's settled with this information of the idea that they might be in the astral ways, I guess.
She's got her hand on her chin. She's thinking over her experience before the cat so rudely interrupted her.
I will have Vet gather all the information that I've been able to find and uncover during my investigation, along with 3 detailed descriptions of the relics that were stolen and their abilities. Quite powerful. I do not know the will of the thief, but they went through great lengths to break into my vault.
I'm sorry, you keep saying vet like someone who takes care of animals or...
His name is VHET Vet.
That's the name of the owl.
Number 1 student.
Yes.
He's very young, but he's come very far in the art of divination.
Right.
I didn't name him. His parents did. I wasn't responsible for coming up with his name.
I was just curious.
Sir Sherrilyn sometimes has a hard time distinguishing between animals who have undergone the awakening enchantment and animals that are from birth endowed with animalistic capabilities, which is interesting because our friend Inara here, as you can see, is a tabaxi.
Which is not a cat.
Yeah, we had to clear that up.
But yes, those dossiers would be excellent. Also, do you have the money that Nori sent for me?
Yes, I do. Thank you for reminding me. Give me just a moment.
If you go in that cursed door, I swear to God.
Would everyone mind turning around?
Are we touching the door? Was that what you asked?
No, please face the stairway for just like a moment for me, please.
Sure, we will do that. Sherrilyn says, not turning, knowing full well that Aoife won't really be able to see.
She waits a couple seconds. Is everyone turned around?
Plato politely and lawfully turns around.
Inara just looks up at the ceiling, like, this is ridiculous.
Yes, we're all turned around.
She opens the cursed door. She barely opens it. She just kind of creaks it open just a bit, reaches in and pulls out a large box, a chest. She kind of drags it out. 2,500 gold pieces.
Excellent. Plato opens it, sort of does a quick visual inventory as if it had like his fake passports and his other spy shit in it.
1,000 of it's in platinum, 1,000 of it's in gold, and then the rest is in silver.
Sherrilyn does a full lean to the side to see if she can see around her into the door.
She barely opens it. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. 11.
Okay. You think you see movement past where she is? You just like the barest scope of movement further in the room as she takes the chest out and closes the door behind her, draws the curtain shut.
That is curious.
Well, this all seems to be in order. Inara, would you mind if I stored this small chest of much gold? Oh wait, no, my pockets go forever. Never mind, I tip the chest.
You mean your money pocket?
Help me with this, help me.
I'm not helping.
Inara holds a pocket open for him as he tips the chest awkwardly into it.
It goes for a little while, and it's kind of like shh.
Alright, I'm gonna go check on the progress of the artificers, see if they're ready. And then I'll need your help getting the sending spells and connecting it. I have heard there's an update from Nori, on the side of Adelaide, but I wasn't clear what it was. She didn't share that yet.
Interesting. Adelaide is often busy.
She moves quickly. I thought we would just meet together, but Nori, she had plans.
That sounds like my sister. Plato jingles lightly as like all the gold settles into his pockets.
You jump up and down and
Yep.
you can hear the jingle.
Just have to get that even. Oh my goodness. 1 second. I reach in and I open the pocket and I go, Francis? No. Okay. Just making sure. It is technically an extra dimensional space and he was a plant yesterday. So
you think someone tipped him into your pocket while you were unaware?
who knows what happens, okay? I just want to make sure that we cover all the bases and he's not a plant in my coat.
It is more likely that he would have been a bagel that you put in your mouth this morning.
I forgot I have that bagel from this morning. This coat is awesome. And I reach in and it's a can of bagel.
Aoife descends the steps to go check in with the artificers and help them finish setting up the phantasmids.
That was disappointing. Clearly that door is just a storage room. And she flops down on one of the chairs in the room. She'll turn to the other two and go, does anyone else find it curious, I guess? Maybe it is a coincidence. I don't know. How could it be that relics from Dar al-Yaqin and then here in Perian were stolen so close together?
Oh, goodness, an interesting point. Do you think this is a recurrence of the Turgy? Well, that would be quite something.
Whom half of which are deceased.
The other half is alive and well.
Be a bold move to then go to where they know we were going and steal 3 artifacts before us. That takes balls for sure.
I'm just saying.
Well, there was that elephant man. He did seem more clever than the other ones.
He did. Hopefully clever enough to go to Hunt Hop and not follow us here. No, I worry that this has something to do with the greater situation. It's a blood seal, as it were.
What are your speculations about that?
It just seems like a big coincidence for sabotage to be taking place within the city at such a time as when the city's weakness would be particularly advantageous to those trying to operate secretly. You have much of what force they have established here to keep order preoccupied with the matters of maintenance. They even said they lost guards, sort of going into the underground, and she thinks that one of the artifacts was used to do that. Seems like some overall scheme to weaken the city, and that worries me greatly. If the blood seal is nearby, perhaps here or somewhere close, well, our position overall would be weakened.
You keep saying our.
Well, I am against the cult that you say is venturing to attack us. Our just means not so cold. How about that?
Fine.
We have found common ground. Now we must find common water.
Aoife yells up, not even going up the stairs this time. It is ready!
All right, I'll be right down. All right, you two. I hate to sort of tempt fate with this, but don't touch the door. And then I'm going to go down and I guess channel a sending spell through this thing.
The meeting's going to start. Are Sherrilyn and Inara staying upstairs for the meeting?
Have to be there, I feel like.
The sending is like connecting the astral projection to it, so it's like it can only stay connected for so long. So it will be like the start of the meeting.
Yeah, so Inara will respond to Plato. Don't worry, we're coming along. Also, apparently there's nothing magical about that door, so that's no fun.
We walk away, you definitely hear something like fall, and you hear a masculine voice go, "Oh shit."
From behind the door? She'll turn around and look at it for a second, but then look back down at Plato's back as he starts heading down the steps. In her mind, she's like, well, it's not like I'm really a part of their war meeting, but I'm the only one from Luxoria. Damn it! And then she humps, follows down, very disappointed.
Whoa.
Her mother's training finally kicking in.
I said I was going along.
I missed that.
I said I feel like I have to be there, yes. It is my information that everyone requires.
Aoife has gathered you all as you head down the ramp. You all had seen this space previously when you walked through it, and it used to look just like a large meeting table appropriate for 12 or so. This space has been completely transformed by the 6 or 7 artificers that are still within this room. The table itself remains, but it is now covered with these blue gemstones, these like cobalt blue gemstones connected within the table, as well as to this large mechanism that hangs from the ceiling, connecting to the base of the table. It itself is filled with these blue gemstones that seem to be kind of rotating like a disco ball, but much slower as the mechanism below it begins to glow. You see somehow one of these artificers is straight up hanging from the ceiling, and just with their legs as they use their hands as to mess with the final details on this. As Aoife turns to you all. It's almost ready. As I said before, Plato, me and you will need to cast the sending spell and connect the targets to the central console here.
Very well. I take out my arm. I never have a sleeve on it, or I'd roll the sleeve up. Where do you want me to sort of plug it in?
To the central console here. Maybe use the other hand. I'm not sure how your status will affect the magic. Unless it is a necessary component, of course.
You know what? We will find out together. I'll do my meat hand on is it one of the gems here? As Aoife is preparing her casting spell as well, as you watch her reach into a pouch on the front, and she pulls out this glimmering, it looks like a shard of like a meteorite, like it glows and sparks against the light that comes through the windows here. You see one of the artificers is currently covering the windows with this like black tarp. In this moment, Vet, the Owlin assistant, flutters up the stairs from the 3rd floor. Mistress Dean, a quick message, please. And flutters over. She steps away for a second. He whispers something into her ear. Her face doesn't really change or react. Thank you, Vet. You're dismissed. Flutters back down the staircase. She approaches you all. All right. Is everything all right with Vet? A very small gathering has started outside of the tower.
I thought this meeting was a secret.
Me too. It will be fine. What is the disposition of those gathered? It is the Kingfishers.
Ah,
They're saying, normal stuff. Decisions are being made without the people involved, but we know that's not what's happening here. It's not important. They won't come into the Mage Tower. Just an update. She takes kind of a big gulp.
well, perhaps we should send someone to speak with them.
Sherrilyn stares at Plato.
Well, they are correct in a sense, if we are going to have a meeting here and make decisions.
Well, they are your people.
Well, I have no experience with the Kingfishers. I don't spend much time in Nether's Rally, and as far as I know, they want to kill me, but they are Perian, as you say, my people, I suppose.
I did also think about killing you when we first met, but now that I know you, I feel less inclined to kill you. So maybe if you made yourself known to the Kingfishers and built rapport with them, then they might also choose, maybe, not to kill you.
I think we should all be present for this meeting. We can deal with the Kingfishers after if they should be dealt with at all. And Sherrilyn, Aoife approaches you. She's taller than you, but just by a little bit. She puts her soft, pretty large hands over one of each of your shoulders. Please be very careful about your word choice during this meeting.
Must confess, being careful with my word choice is not a strong suit of mine.
Inara pipes up. Yeah, we've tried that before. She doesn't have that skill.
I wouldn't make this request if it, one, wasn't important, and two, if I thought it would occur to you innately.
Noted.
Did she just call you clueless?
I think she was more kindly than that.
Potato, potato.
Okay, I'm ready.
As am I. I'll reach out to Nori, channel a sending spell.
Absolutely. What do you say?
Hey, Nori, it's time for the meeting. Didn't know about Dad. You jerk.
You feel these words echo, both in your brain and a vibration through. You're holding the central console with your meat hand, right?
Yes, as requested, I've just sort of put my hand down into, I assume, the exactly Plato hand-sized divot on the center console, and we are channeling the spell. Here we go.
It seems to echo through you and then vibrate into the central console as the entire room begins to shake. This thing begins to spin. The entire mechanism along the ceiling here begins to spin much more rapidly as the room begins to shake. There's a second or two where even Aoife's kind of unsure if the tower is going to hold as you kind of watch her look around at the structure. And a second or two later, Nori, Governor of Houses, Nori Ardavian, arrives with a blue shimmer. Her body takes form in the seat opposite you, Plato.
I imagine the force in the room has to feel semi-magnetic.
I think people's hairs are standing on end. Nori arrives, a lithe 5'9", 5'10" woman.
I'm looking respectfully.
Arriving.
Stay away from my sister.
Wearing a tight bodice with a very professional air. She has sapphire blue hair cut into a short bob that seems to frame her features. A soft smile on her face. She quickly turns to Aoife, finding her within the room. Well done. It is good to see you, Plato.
Lovely to see you too.
Looking across the table. In this moment, Governor Abreg Adelaide Voltaic. You see Aoife says with some struggle as her body vibrates the central console standing on the opposite side. And after a little bit of the same shaking, a little bit more ferociously even as it channels through the body of Aoife, Adelaide Voltaic, her long blonde hair forming into a series of braids of crowns, standing tall with the Perian paler skin tone, arrives standing and bows to the room. Sits with a kind of shit-eating grin on her face, maybe not super appropriate for the tone of the meeting, as it seems to kind of permanently occupy at the moment. The right corner of her face is stuck in this kind of fishhook smile. I wasn't sure if I would be invited to this Ardavian family reunion. It's good to see that Breg is represented. Nori immediately gives her a look that is cutting.
Oh.
And her smile, just for a second, cuts from her face and then reforms.
So many attractive and catty women in Plato's family.
I wouldn't get between them. There's all horse things there.
I'm sure I would mind getting between them.
Oh dear. For once, Inara's shocked that she's not the most inappropriate one present, but also I think she'd be watching Plato's reaction to everyone that shows up, not knowing how she should act exactly around the different people within Perian's political landscape.
Yeah, I think so. As far as Plato's bearing, in terms of like the age of these people and one being his sister, these are still his contemporaries, but you can see he's nervous because of what's about to happen next.
Aoife's whole body is shaking along with the structure as the room is bucking now. The tower itself above seems to be leaning and giving weight to the mechanism as it seems to pull from the room. All of your hair is standing on end. You see Aoife's hands begin to glow as she holds this gemstone in her hand. Her entire body shakes as she holds the structure.
Have you guys done this before? Has this been tested?
No. You see the 6 artificers who are kind of spread throughout the room. Each of them has a large paper, notebook in their hand, a pen, and they're all observing wildly. This has never been attempted. It's going surprisingly well.
Surprisingly.
Is it now?
Aoife struggles, and you see her very quickly fall into the fetal position and kind of like curl up. Plato, I couldn't get through to your father.
As she heads towards the fetal position, I close my right eye and I reach out and touch the gem with my water hand.
The central one?
Yeah, the one that she's trying to channel through. I'm trying to see if I can let her use some of it.
Yeah, as it connects to it, your entire arm begins to glow the same color as the central gemstone, brighter than the gemstone itself. And there's a second or two where your vision cuts and it fades back in, and you see sitting at a desk at the cathedral gate your father, the High General of the Cathedral Gate and Sluice Gate entire, Roland Ardavian. His eyes piercing, what color?
Gray.
Piercing gray. Quickly look up from the paperwork he's signing at his desk to the sky as you feel yourself make eye contact with him. As you feel your body connect with the central console again, the entire thing shake. You realize you must speak at least one word to form this connection. What do you say to your father, Plato?
You're working too hard.
A smile, very soft, doesn't form fully on his face, barely lets it come. As you see him stand, kind of stretch his large figure, very tall, muscular man, broad shoulders, despite his old age, has kept up his fitness regime.
I'm the least attractive member of my family, canonically.
As with a flash, he seems to fill the room, even larger in presence, as at once the focus is drawn to him as he occupies the chair next to Nori. With his this chair can barely hold his figure. As it kind of buckles, the room stabilizes. Aoife kind of stands up, a little bit hurt. High General of the Cathedral Gate and Sluice Gate. Roland puts his hand up. It is fine, Aoife. Do not worry.
I think that like the Lichtenberg figure lines that make their way onto Plato's like shoulder and neck there's like a little bit of smoke. Has the color faded out now that he has arrived, or is it still glowing?
It takes a little bit. His upper body fully fades into its normal color quicker, and then the bottom parts, his legs are still this sapphire blue, that glows in resonance with the gemstone until it fully forms.
I imagine there's like a bit of like steam or smoke, like a deep sea vent that like purges as the spell completes after using the arm like that.
Sherrilyn, you feel a piercing eye contact on you as the general is arriving, as you watch Nori staring at you. And as Roland fully arrives, she says, Inquisitor Estolder, is it still true that even looking at a Perian is bad luck?
She cocks her head to the side in a half nod and then, with great hesitation, does a halfway bow and says, Well, not if you've been given permission, as I have.
You see eye contact around the room. Adelaide speaks up. Do you still value the permission of your Hierophant?
She straightens. Her eye contact with Plato's father is as piercing as his is.
He has not put his eyes on you yet.
Oh, wait, who's staring at her?
Nori. Nori was, yes, that was Nori. Yes. Plato's dad is, as you look over, kind of taking in the room as you respond, his eyes are fixed on Plato.
Well, they're fixated back on Nori, and she steadily replies, no.
It says, this is a good answer, and claps her hands together.
I'm not here for theater.
So tell us. I am still probably the most uninformed of the leaders here. What exactly happened at the peace meet?
Well, we attended the first day of ceremonies after the demonstration of country's goods, and there we were, the group of us, all of the members of the higher delegations, were set upon by the host, a man calling himself Jaron Duthwaite, as well as his coterie of masked individuals. They became shadow creatures once they revealed themselves. We were granted an escape through the heroism of, I gesture to Inara with a hand, say, the Gilded Rose, Inara Ascanda's mother, who cast a spell allowing us freedom. When we escaped, all of us together, along with a fourth, Sir Francis Thorne, we discovered that all those outside in the Feast of the Commons had been poisoned and were deceased.
Adelaide puts her finger up. Poisoned with what?
Well, actually, Inara is a alchemist. Do you have any ideas, Inara, or could you recount the condition?
So as everyone's attention turns to her, Inara straightens up, trying not to look ridiculous, because I'm assuming all of her fur is standing up on end because of the magnetic field that you guys have created. So she's trying really hard not to look like a fur ball. And she goes, at that moment, I did not recognize it, but it seems that this flower, and she pulls out a cloth sack, very reminiscent of a potato sack, and opens it very carefully, trying not to make sure not to touch anything within, and reveals what I have dubbed as the death flower. And she goes, one touch of this will leech the life of any living being. And it seems that this was used en masse on all of our entourages. Many good people were lost.
Adelaide gasps.
Look over at her. Is that something you recognize, Addie?
No, but we have gone through great lengths to send scouts through the mountains, and I don't know what I can say in front of her. She turns, staring daggers at Sherrilyn.
Yes, I suppose it is time to address the lighthouse in the room. Sir Sherrilyn helped us in our escape, despite the conditions of the attack, which were that the Hierophant turned some members against the delegations. It's my belief that this was done through magic and not free will, that it was not the order that was corrupted, but just the Hierophant, likely, his will. Sherrilyn has been a useful ally to us and openly admitted to us, to me, that there was likely to be an attack on Breg, which is what draws us together here. She could have kept that a secret from us easily. So, if she is going to extend respect to all of us with that information, I ask that we respect her as well. I look at the members of my family.
You see both Adelaide and Nori go to speak. After just a moment or two of contemplation, Roland quickly raises his hand. His stare finally turns to Sherrilyn for the first time, taking her in fully. His piercing gray eyes, aged with experience, the kind of eyes that have seen many men die for many causes. As he takes you in fully and completely. Tell me everything you have ever learned of the Hierophant.
Everything I have ever learned of the Hierophant. That is a tall order, as I myself have not been privy to much of the Hierophant's movements.
Start with what you know.
Well, what I know is that the Hierophant appears to be in company with whatever party, this Jaren Toothwaite, and those who work for him, under him. They appear to be working together, is what I am saying, and in doing so, they took control of the other Templars, and those who did not obey or were resistant enough killed them.
What do Medeans believe in? What keeps the Hierophant in power?
She looks puzzled, turning to glance at Aoife briefly, and then turns back to him. Does Aoife have any indication, like hiding in her eyes, that this is a secret that she's been keeping?
You look over at Aoife. Aoife is currently sort of, not necessarily juggling, but she has these 3 coins in her hand, and you see her kind of moving them about her palm with her one hand as she's listening and contemplating. You recognize them as coins of the friend, tokens that can be exchanged for the servitude of a friend contract. She seems to be thinking over something, but doesn't seem to have a specific reaction to the question that he's asking. You remember she told you she left very young, and the only real interaction she had with the Hierophant was that he blinded her for being able to see.
Medeans believe in power. They believe in the innate magic that has created this land. Not much unlike yourselves, I'm assuming.
Nori speaks up. And what do Medeans think of Perian?
We are full of loaded questions today.
It brings a smile to everybody's lips as you say that.
We have many strong opinions of Perian, many of which I have come to believe during my limited time here in Netter's Rally to have been fabricated or hyperbolized in some way. Not all, but some of the more outstanding things. We believe that people of Medea now reside in Perian, not of their own will, because they were taken. Not recently, but historically. This is the main reason why we see Perian, why Medea sees Perian as enemies. And we believe, in conjunction with these kidnappings, that the Medeans who were taken were used as slaves.
Well, that is the same grievance our own people have against us.
There is truth to what you're saying.
There is always a half-truth and a lie, is there not?
Is the value that Medea would seek within the Perian borders these people? Does the Hierophant seek to regain them?
I think he cares not.
No, this is a different matter, Father. There are echoes of something, a tomb, a grave, something called the Emperor. It's difficult for me to say in the accent, Emperor. You can hear Emperor, you know. You have the same.
A dark ritual involving blood. Many important individuals.
To what end?
Well, this has something to do with the aforementioned Emperor, I would assume.
Yes, there is unfortunately more to say about the Gilded Rose's sacrifice. Though we were given leave to escape, other members of royal blood were kidnapped. This unfortunately does include Ocradio and Fortune Freewind, 2 members of our coalition, as well as the merchant leader Brooke Dreger. They were all taken.
Do we know why?
No, but they share, all of them, a political power. Blood seals were mentioned.
I do hypothesize that if they were able to control the Templars as they did, that they might be able to do the same to members of your countries.
So this is possible. Our countries have not had long-term exposure to your Hierophant or anyone in Medea, though it does show that they can control people en masse. What concerns me is the attack on Bragg. Well, you could not land forces there in a way where you could keep the city. It is too difficult to survive and too interior to our country. To attack it is only to damage it, and to damage a civilian center works best as a distraction or some sort of statement. Now, Sherrilyn was welcoming enough to share with me that the air is a likely route that they will take for this.
Adelaide speaks up. The defense of Brig lies in my hands, and I do not take that lightly. She looks towards Sherrilyn. If we are certain that these words are not getting back to the Hierophant's ears, I will share openly.
Sherrilyn will cast Zone of Truth on herself.
We don't have any non-divination magic, right? I don't think that I do.
You guys Zone of Truth on yourself, and you choose to fail? I'll allow that. Seeing that go through, Nori recognizing the spell, one of her eyebrows raised. Do you in any way still serve the interests of Medea?
Of Medea, yes. Of the Hierophant, no.
She turns to Adelaide. You may speak freely. My forward observers, they have seen delivery balloons gathering in Kenneth Liar. I have lost men for this. Only one made it back. They said it was some sort of organic material, plant material, that was being packed. I think I now know what it is. Her eyes stare towards Inara and the bag of flowers.
A rain of death flowers. No bombs.
Not a bomb. Equally as deadly.
From the back of the room, Aoife speaks up. Inara, may I have that? The university will study it, develop some sort of antidote or reagent.
Of course, although I do ask to retain a sample for my own studies.
She nods. We will see what we can learn about it, Council.
This could be disastrous for multiple reasons. Even if we can stop a mass of balloons going to break with the death flowers, the stormy weather would scatter random ones across the country.
I doubt they would have cultivated them in Medea proper. I've never seen them before, and I lived in farmland myself.
I just mean the balloons, that they, as regardless of where the flowers themselves are cultivated, perhaps they are cultivated within the center space, the piece meat that we saw, to track down all of the balloons once they are launched, given the stormy weather of Perian. They could show up in random places. It's a hell of a risk, but if all they're trying to do is cause destruction...
Would you shoot them down in the mountains?
We don't have that kind of artillery in the mountains. I look at my father. After the coup, we stripped Squall Hopped.
Blade speaks up. We are working on something in an effort to control the storms. We've had minor successes. If we get a little further along in the technology, we could create a storm in the balloon's path, try to down some that way. That's kind of the best in terms of my city's defenses that are that wide-reaching.
In my opinion, you either down the balloons before they reach your cities, or you evacuate them and allow them to be contaminated.
There's nowhere to evacuate in Perian. Our safe spaces are the only ones we have. We cannot bring civilians out onto the open highlands.
Agreed.
Then you must shoot them down.
Aoife, Vatun, the Aarakocra, and your Star Raptors. This is the closest that Perian has to air anything. I would hate to ask this of a relationship so newly founded, but if we could find Vatun and get help in this defense from the flying population here in Netta's Rally, Breg would be eternally grateful.
Aoife seems to think very quickly here and says, it will have to be considered, as I'm sure every leader here can understand, the idea of leaving my city less defended in a time of active threats is not immediately appealing to me, and the obvious solution of sending in ground troops from elsewhere would, I think, scare the populace more than assist it. But I will see what we can spare.
Even a small force of flyers that we can use to... Plato, looks down in his hand, cast lightning. at large distances, we might be able to take some of them down. Besides that, shielding within the city, working on bunkers, safer spaces inside if it comes to that. Adelaide, do you think you could get to work with some of the artisans inside of the city, retrofitting the opera houses, the larger civilization centers, as possible shelters?
She nods. With your base insight, you can tell she agrees it's a good idea, but is a little upset she didn't suggest it first. So she doesn't really say anything, but she affirms with a nod, kind of a shake of her head and a hand up.
In seeing this, I give her a smile, and I put my hands behind my back and rock on the balls of my feet, which is a nervous habit when speaking. And I say, it is only that I have had much time to meditate on this that I unfold these plans. I hope I have not offended or overstepped. I know you are the governess of Brig.
As Sherrilyn is listening to this family make plans to protect Brig, I think she begins to feel the inklings of self-doubt, as the information that she received about this attack only came from just a glimpse, just like a sentence or two, a second in time, where she overheard something and she's not even sure. She can't be for certain that they didn't know that she was listening. And upon hearing the many, many balloons, collecting in one space, she begins to wonder if it is just Brig. And she would admit that aloud. She would say, I must caution you, halting their conversation. This warning that I deliver to you comes from just the barest of information, just the slightest glimpse at conversation which I was not privy.
Well, we have the confirmation of Adelaide's people who've seen the balloons being gathered. We know some attack is planned. We understand that this may be a diversionary tactic. We have to keep in mind that it might be to draw our eyes, that the real attack could be somewhere else, but that does not mean we cannot defend Brig. Luckily, our new government has a plan for this. Brig is independently governed by a strong leader. And I'll look over to Adelaide.
Her posture has completely fixed itself, somehow like mid-word as you said that, from a kind of slouching position to a very regal one. We will defend the city. We will defend our country. I would like to request something, though. Personal responsibility. I request of this group that Sherrilyn Astolder be vouchsafed to Plato Ardavian.
Whoa. Pardon me.
Him and I?
Yes.
What now?
First off, vouchsafe is what? Normally used when you're engaged to someone?
You can't be serious.
She starts like a lot of
He's
fights.
hardly my type.
It's not that. It's...
You see, there's the three around the room who know Plato pretty well find this very bemusing. Like, as they take you in, like almost all of them have, except Roland, have like put their chin in their hand and are kind of smiling. Like, they haven't seen Plato with friends before in a long time. It's been a long time. So they're enjoying the moment, kind of separate from the urgency here.
Plato takes a second, cracks his neck, and then says, vouchsafing would just make me responsible for all of your actions. Any crime, any betrayal you commit, I am bound to receive the same punishment as your vouchsafer, which I do not find particularly appealing, Adelaide, but I am well aware that Acradio is your sister's son.
Your ward. Where is he, by the way? Do we know exactly?
I believe he was taken to Honhop. I have spoken to him recently using sending. He is alive, though I was unable, as of yet, to ascertain his status.
Nori speaks up. I would very much like to reset the discussion to the blood seals. What do we know?
There are several of them.
Yes. As far as we can tell, one in each country, Honhop, Luxoria, and here in Perian, We have a relative location of one in Honhop. It's in the northern caves, correct? That was in Luxoria. We believe it to be almost directly south of where the peace meet took place. As for the one here in Perian, it is hard to know. But we know that 3 carriages containing individuals of high status were delivered, or supposedly to be delivered, to the locations of the blood seals for some sort of dark ritual involving the Emperor, I suppose, in a place somewhere in Medea. A tomb?
Cave.
What is the purpose? This emperor? What will the blood seals do?
Seals have only done one thing. Well, I suppose 2. Arf, arf. I believe these are the seals that keep things in a place. So, our Emperor is sealed somewhere, and blood undoes the seal.
Sherrilyn is sweating.
Roland speaks up. I might know where this seal is within our borders.
My head snaps right to my dad. You what?
Your mother, she has spoken of something like this before.
What do you mean?
When she was young, at Seekborough, she came across something, and her family said it was a deep buried part of a being whose blood shall never be returned. And she always thought the wording was weird. She told me about it.
You see something hit Plato like a bolt of lightning, and he turns to look at Sherrilyn,
He's extra pale now.
and he says, Seekborough. Why did you know about Seekborough? Why did you want to go there?
Nervous grin. Well, do I have the keeping of Mr. Ardavian? Did I have that right? Is he my keeper now?
It depends heavily on your answer.
I could say the same.
It is not comforting to know that your answer to this question depends on guaranteeing your safety.
Well, it's not comforting divulging the secrets of my home country and my enemy's country.
You consider us your enemy?
I don't, but my countrymen do.
Acolyte said, she should be in a cell.
Perhaps she should. Why did you know about Seekborough?
All right, I think we're being a bit hyperbolic. Let's calm down now.
I don't think that you understand your position.
I do. Did I not willingly put myself here?
Answer my question.
Fine. I had a communication from the Hierophant recently. He asked me to meet some representatives in Seekborough.
Plato just turns like how a statue turns, like his body doesn't move. He almost just like rotates on the spot to turn back to his family. And he says, I will vouchsafe her. We know now that they do operate in Seekborough. It's not far from here. We will go.
Finally.
Nori speaks up. I personally advocate that this group maintains and locates the nearest blood seal. We also need to send somebody for Claudio. I will look into our resources, but he represents too much to our country to let him be unmoored like this.
I have a recommendation, a member of my organization, an Eric Cochran fellow. He might be able to go take a look.
Sherrilyn audibly scoffs and rolls her eyes.
I will tap into my resources as well. Wait for me to arrive in Nanta's Valley before you leave. I have some things for you.
That is agreeable. We have to look into a water maintenance aspect anyway.
I should be there in about a day and a half's time.
Keep a weather eye, sister.
Roland holds his hand up. This meeting is not done. I would like to discuss the possibility of a preemptive attack.
What?
On Medea.
You're not serious.
Scroll up has some of our most trained agents. The slave catchers, years of experience. Those that remain. We could send a unit through the mountains.
The people of Medea are innocent in this.
The people of Medea are loading balloons in Kenneth Liar. They're not all soldiers, but they are participating.
Likely not of their own decision.
Doesn't make a difference if it ends with the same result.
Won't. That was the purpose of this meeting. You want the materials of the balloon or potential flight paths? Though I am not a tradesman myself, I will give you the information I can. But you will leave my countrymen in peace. I am not a traitor.
Do you still have the circle of truth spell out?
Yeah.
So Sherrilyn believes that.
Yeah.
There's no need to make a preemptive strike. In fact, I fear it plays into whatever the Hierophant wants from us. The idea that this is a diversionary tactic to try and move our forces away from where it is most necessary. That is likely. I want the cathedral gate. Father, please, keep it secure. Keep him secure there. The last thing we need is him sneaking out. We cannot move the men from there. We cannot abandon the sluices, not to chase something to the north. For now we defend, like the old days. We shake off the dust.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah, damn it.
Sherrilyn, I think, grants advantage with saying I'm not a traitor under the circle of truth. With everything she said, I think I'm going to give advantage here, as you all have now been vouchsafed to each other.
The first one was a natural one. Thank you for the help action, because it's a 16 plus 3, 19.
Roland very calmly stretches his hands out over the table, kind of like stretches them to their full potential. You hear a joint kind of snap on his writing hand, on the right hand, as he stretches it. The room quiet for a moment. What are our immediate next steps? Plato and his friends here will continue to Seekborough, deal with any Medean forces there, and free the prisoners. I will stay at the cathedral gate in its potential defense and ready any forces. Acolyte, you will continue advancing whether technology you've been keeping secret from the rest of us, and prepare Breg for the worst.
Yes, their father, shouldn't there be a contingent of sluices at the Altide gate, closer than the cathedral? Perhaps we could move them towards Breg's defense.
He nods. It will be done.
Inara puts up a hand, waiting for them to finish before trying to interrupt. May I make a request as well? She's looking straight at Plato's father.
He looks towards Plato for a second, and then back towards you. Yes.
Would you get a message back to my people and to the government of Han Hop, updating them on the enlightening facts of this meeting? There is no guarantee that similar attacks are not being planned on our countries as well. If I were to dedicate myself completely to this mission in Seekborough, I need to know that my people are also preparing to protect themselves.
Roll me a persuasion check.
She's just a little kitty.
A fluffy kitty. That's a 16. 15 plus 1.
Nori speaks up. I will handle this.
Inara looks from father to daughter and gives her a nod of thanks and respect. I appreciate your understanding.
All right. We have a plan.
Yes. Adelaide retrofits Breg, works on the weather. The sluice guard detaches a contingent from the Altide gate to defend, if possible. We go to the Blood Seal to try and save Vartun and undo the ritual taking place.
There's one other thing that may prove beneficial to both of us.
Both of us, you and me, both of us countries.
Me and your family, country. There is a very important person, a person who was very important to Medea that is also probably in this country.
Of course.
Nori has a soft smile come to her face. And who would this be?
Sherrilyn's not sure she likes that smile. The former oracle, Diana, was last glimpsed heading towards the Rinse.
Based on travel, she would be around Sonbrink by now.
They all kind of look towards each other. Adelaide says, "This is out of my pay grade. But, Plato, just remember, anything she does wrong is on you." And she winks.
Nice seeing you, Adelaide.
You watch as her body begins to shimmer.
Very nice seeing you.
As it starts at the bottom and goes up, her last words as she turns to Sherrilyn, "You should come see the opera in Breg. It's the finest our country has to offer." As her mouth and head dissipate, she leaves the meeting. We don't have the manpower to lead some sort of expedition deep into the rinse to recover somebody right now. Or potentially ever. It is filled with monsters. She is almost likely dead now.
She can see things that no one else can see.
Aoife clears her throat. Sherrilyn, you were telling me that when you consume processed etherite, you're able to access visions.
That's a very kind way of saying when I consume drugs. Yes, I can.
Council, I was hoping to expose Sherrilyn to some hyper-processed etherite and see what she sees.
Raw eel toxin.
Perhaps this will grant us clearer vision on what this oracle is hoping to accomplish in the rinse.
Just so we're clear, I mean, that is the stuff that is made into slip, Sherrilyn. It's not like you'd be taking, like, a safe anything.
Has it ever been safe when I've consumed slip?
Good point.
High Elf Constitution is shockingly resilient.
Thank you.
Nori says, I will see you all soon. Keep your weather eye.
See you soon, Nori. Love you.
Pleasure. Wink.
Roland looks towards you, Plato. This is the longest you've been away from a gate in a long time.
Yes, I don't feel well at all. How is Rainier?
He misses you. He sends his love.
Tell him and Mother hello.
I will. He begins to shimmer. Keep a strong foundation, Plato.
You too, Father.
Aoife does the deepest exhale you have ever heard anyone do as Roland dissipates. Sherrilyn, I was so sure you were going to jail. I was so certain.
I am not great at choosing my word. Hold on, I'm just spelling this.
No, you did a good job. You did a good job. I am proud. I am proud. I remember when I was vouchsafed to my husband, and I had to defend my reasoning for why I would abandon my country.
But just to be clear, Mr. David and I are not.
There are many reasons why
No.
it is done. 100%. This is
Good.
Adelaide's little petty trick for not being Ardavian in blood, I'm sure.
Well, I will. I have to ask the eel toxin. What exactly am I looking at, consequence-wise?
I have no idea. The amount I'm planning to give you has never been consumed before.
Oh, great.
Inara steps in. How about we do some or prepare some preventative measures just to be safe?
Wait,
And is this before or after Seekborough? Now that has been spilled.
you're in the town for next day and a half, right? You cannot leave until Nori is here.
We'll have to wait to go to Seekborough until Nori arrives, yes.
Do you all hear that?
Hear what?
Outside, roll me a perception check.
Kingfishers.
All of us or just Sherrilyn?
Just Sherrilyn in a moment.
12.
You can barely hear just outside. All of you can kind of hear with your passive. We have a voice. Give us the truth. We have a voice. Just kind of echoing outside. The crowd seems to have grown.
There it is. Mr. Ardavian, I think this would be an excellent time to introduce yourselves to the people outside.
Wait, I have one more thing. Yes, I think we should give you the processed slip, or the processed etherite in its purest form, and see what you see. I think that is important. Obviously something out there is guiding your vision. But there was one more thing. The artifacts. Are you all still interested in helping me recover those?
Yes, well, I assume that the eels are kept close to the fenways. Maybe we can meet you for eel time and then look into the water maintenance, or vice versa.
Not particularly. Oh, yes, the spell has been dispelled. Well, we could, but there are very important matters, with the Oracle and the Seekborough and drugs.
Well, we're trapped here for 2 days. Are you going to do drugs for 2 days straight?
I don't know how long it will take me to recover, or how long I will be under, or if I'll be interrupted by another cat. You did say that you would be able to do something to stop any shapeshifter from tracking us.
Yes, that is underway. I am having non-detection amulets created so you cannot be magically tracked. I asked for 4. Hopefully that'll still be necessary. Francis's perspective was missed. But yes, I put together a small dossier on the relics that were taken. The thing I haven't shared with anyone yet. I'm almost certain it was an inside job. One of my brightest students.
One of your students did it, not that.
No, not that. I didn't think it was him, but his specialty, combined with the fact that he has been absent since the theft, points pretty directly.
All right, well, I would be happy to take a look at the dossiers if we get time after Sherrilyn's very long drug trip. I will definitely stop by. In fact, I might stop by during. This is way more interesting to me. Look at these. Oh, you have diagrams in here.
Yes, one of the artifacts that was taken is quite dangerous, and I believe might be responsible for the waterway.
Let me guess, is it wet? I'm like leafing through the paper.
Yeah, you see 3 diagrams. The first one is labeled the Etheric stopwatch, and it is a diagram of a very beautiful diamond-encrusted pocket watch that seems to gleam and glow. There's some notes about its magical effects. You turn the page. There's a very large diagram of a scepter. Very few notes. It's labeled the Scepter of the Warden. There's like a line drawn to the base of it, and it has the note "Discovered, symbol of the Warden." And "Do not touch" is written on it quite a few times. And then there is the Cask of Great Need, which looks like a big barrel. These 3 diagrams are in there for you. Rory, my student, his specialty is magical traps. The things that were disabled to get at these artifacts were complex, and I believe he would have the talent to do it. My eye was drawn to him, and he was gone already.
I'm so sorry you lost your best magical trap student.
Yes, and asking you to go through the tunnels to the source of this, knowing that
Full of magical traps.
almost definitely if he's behind this, yes. I don't know why he would be motivated. There are rumors that he might be a bastard.
Of what?
Related to somebody disowned, but they say that about any Perian-looking person around here who's outcast.
All right. Well, like I said, I will take time to look into it. There is no greater evil than compromising or sabotaging public works systems.
I also disagree with the idea of you going and talking to this crowd. The head of a royal would be the greatest prize among a kingfisher.
That's fair enough. Would you be willing to go down and speak?
I don't see what benefits from that.
Well, right now you are the ad hoc mayor of Netos Rally.
What would I say?
You would say that an emergency council was held here with regards to the safety of the country, and that it was held here because Netos Rally is one of our centers of civilization in Perian.
You see, she starts to write this down. As she doesn't do it by herself, you see a pen begins to float next to her as a book rises and takes notes.
I unfortunately think, though, that to quell the crowd, we will need to give them information, and that will have to be a confession that Vatun must be rescued.
You want me to tell them that their elected leader has been kidnapped?
Well, it will give them something to rally behind, and it will explain over the next couple days why he makes no appearance. If they were to discover afterwards that we had kept it from them, then it would look like we were trying to grab power of Neto's rally here, that we were doing it without his permission, and I don't want that to be the case. I want to be transparent with them, that is all they are asking. But it is your husband, so I will leave the decision to you.
She nods. There's really only the one way out, but I do have windows and rope. You can scale out the back.
You want us to climb out of one?
Do you have a better idea? Sherrilyn, I should have everything ready by midnight tonight.
Good. A drugging at midnight.
Inara, I don't know how you plan to spend your days, but we have a beautiful and robust laboratory.
Inara's eyes widen immediately. Sold.
You are more than welcome to make or study anything. Here, let me get you a voucher pass for everything within the academy.
Could I get a sample ahead of time of the substance you plan to give my friend?
Yes, that can be arranged. The eels that we will be using, they are kept in the university, so I cannot meet you at the Fenways.
Interesting. Yes, I had wondered actually if the university had gotten eels. I noticed also that it changed its name.
I think I would much prefer if we stopped talking about the eel part of it all.
What? The eel must be revered for its gift. It's the symbol of my house. My ancestor Platon Ardavian loved the eel.
So just to be clear, if I have an overdose on the table while consuming of eel, Mr. Ardavian is responsible?
Nope, just for the crimes you do.
Not those done to you. Don't worry, I will be there, and I will do my best to keep you alive in one piece and not eel-like.
I was hoping hydrated would have been the third object.
Would you rather be hydrated or turn into an eel?
Not an eel,
Okay.
but also hydrated.
I will go speak to them. You're right. These are my citizens. I am mayoress. They do deserve the truth. I'm sure the whole tower shaking in front of everybody didn't calm anything either. I am worried about how quickly that news spread.
As am I. That, as far as I am concerned, is a leak. A definite one. But I don't know that I have the time to ferret it out while we are here. Things are moving so quickly, I would need to, set up several different forms of information gathering, create a couple different sort of red herrings, then sort of pass out the information through different sources, see how it gets back. It would take so long.
Well, I have quite a few things I must arrange. Of course, you all are welcome to anything in the city. If anything is needed, send for me. I'll make sure you are granted permission. If you would like to investigate the vault itself, that can even be granted. I also recommend The Nest. Delicious food. It's a great restaurant. Really some of the highest cuisine that Nether's Rally has to offer.
Is you gonna kick back? What is this?
No, I just want you to experience our culture while you're here. If Vartoon was here, he would insist to take you to dinner there.
Do you have anything more exciting?
I mean, we have the cliff diving.
Cliff diving. Not exactly what I was going for.
Inara looks to her and goes, between...
We have the best brothel. Is that what you mean? Sorry. Yes, Inara? I was trying to figure out what you meant.
Damn it.
Well, no. She looks at Sherrilyn and she goes, you're about to undergo a pretty intense experiment tonight. We basically solved a murder last night. I think you've had enough excitement.
You're right. A brothel would be too much. I think I'll go talk to the pirates.
I really want to look into the waterway.
2 birds.
Where are you going to find pirates?
Yeah, there's not really pirates here.
Were there not a bunch of sailors at the Witted Wing?
There's dock workers and fishermen.
Surely there are pirates amongst them. See how they were dressed.
This is a river. We're not at sea.
Yes, the fishermen are not pirates. The boy selling knives is not an assassin. Please do not insult any more people while we're here.
Is that an insult?
Calling someone a pirate? Yes, especially if they're a working person who is trying
Honest
to make a living.
dock workman, yes.
Piracy is a crime.
Unless...
All right, I will see you all later. She very confidently inhales, exhales, and begins walking down the tower to go speak to the crowd, leaving you all kind of alone. You're on the rampway from the fourth floor to the 5th floor that leads to our office.
She'll stop Plato before Plato can scamper off and do whatever he's planning to do. I just, while we have this moment, wanted to add a note about the Seekborough of it all. I think it would be best whence we went if you are not visible to the parties whom I meant to meet.
Do you think you still have a benefit of the doubt with me?
I did tell you about this instance and everything else, so yes, I would hope so.
You lied. You lied for a long time.
It's not a lie.
The truth must be drawn from you like poison deep in a wound. And I don't have time, but I will keep an eye on you. And if you betray me again, I'll kill you.
She grabs onto his arm, his meat arm. I don't want you to get killed, very much, especially by a party who is not me. So I recommend that when we meet with whomever the Hierophant has sent, you make yourself scarce for your well-being and mine.
Well, Sherrilyn, you know I can make myself scarce, as you keep insisting. I am an assassin.
You are also a coward.
Inara's listening to this exchange and she looks out the window pensively and goes, I miss Francis.
This is Sherrilyn, and thank you, as always, for listening to our podcast. Be sure to share it with your friends. Theme music was composed by Dustin Goddard, and our logo art was drawn by Julia Folkart. You can find more of Julia's art on her Instagram, linked in our show notes. We'll see you next time.